Oh, okay. No. No. Oh, okay. Because it's private. Alright. So now it should be public. Okay, so I mentioned yesterday that I was gonna stream to explain how I practice animation, because I had a lot of people ask me, and I know that for the more like intermediate stuff, I haven't seen a lot of tutorials, so I'm just gonna show you the number one exercise I use to practice, because I have a scene for my film where the character's walking through snow and I need to animate the snow, but I'm not experienced with snow or effects for that matter, so I'm going to do some studies. I couldn't find any animated references because I don't know. So instead I'm going to be using some live action references, and it's just going to be videos of dogs running through the snow. I'm going to do studies of those, and then some buildings being demolished, because I feel like that would map onto snow, if that makes sense. So the only thing that you would need to do these types of exercises first is you need to be able to do regular figure studies, and you need to have a basic understanding of animation, so like the 12 principles of animation, because I'm not going to explain that. But basically what I do is I grab these YouTube videos, and then I sort of toggle in between the frames, and I just sort of try to copy it, if that makes sense. So it's like a figure study, like it needs to be fast, but you're focusing on getting the animation right, instead of what you'd normally focus on with figure studies, I guess. And I'm going to be starting with the building demolition one, and it's the one at like 1 minute and 40 seconds, and I really hope I didn't overestimate this, because I drew the building, I was like, oh, that's a large building, but we're going to see, because if it doesn't go well, then, you know, I'll just switch over to the dogs. And if we've reached like the 30-minute mark, I'll be taking stretch breaks. And now I've got this cute little stretching screen. So yeah, then if you've got questions, you can ask them, but there's no one here yet, so I guess I'll just animate. Maybe I'll turn this off for now, and I'll just open it back up if I need. Well, we'll just talk through it. I could do that too. It's like, I could just say what I'm trying to. I like how now, because before this didn't happen, because I couldn't figure out how like my microphone worked. But now I know. So now you also have like the ticking, which I think is pretty fun. So yeah, I'm using TVpaint Pro 11. You don't have to use that one. It's quite expensive, but I'm gonna change the frame rate to 6, because I feel like that's, I don't know, because then I don't have to think about how long the frames are going to be. I can just focus on the animation itself. And when I first started doing these types of exercises, I wouldn't pay that much attention to spacing, because I don't think it's the most important thing when you're starting out. I felt like the most important thing would be following the curves. So if you're trying it, focus on that first, and you can do spacing later. But right now, the problem if you don't pay attention to spacing, especially when you're doing live action studies, is that you're going to draw too much, because, you know, because that's the thing. So, but the thing about it is, this one kind of starts, like, it starts pretty slow and then it speeds up. So I think I'm just going to, maybe I'll just, because I don't like doing it slow, because it's going to take so much time, and I don't think it's super relevant, because I know what I'm trying to do, so I'm just going to do that. Maybe at a certain point I'll start ignoring large sections of the buildings and I'm just going to focus on a single part of it. But there at the top, it's going to be the first thing that collapses. And I just focus on one part over all the other parts at a certain point. Because then got those kind of sinks in, and the walls, do they go to, that one falls backwards, so this, yeah, it's gonna fall a bit backwards. I should use the line tool for this. This one's gonna fall backwards first, because it's like a piece of paper, it's falling backwards, so this should fall a bit to there, and then here as well. It's gonna go like that. If this sounds that bad, I'm gonna be so embarrassed. But it'll be fine. And then, yeah, it's doing this like weird. Is that really? Because this one seems to just fall straight. But if you overlap the lines, that's gonna look weird. So I'm just gonna do it like that. And this one's kind of falling like that. If I did regular filling studies, this would have been easier. I'm gonna bring my computer next. Also, my microphone is atrocious, but that doesn't matter because does it? I don't know actually. It's been going. That one's not moving as much, but this here is falling like sideways because there's already like a crack here. That one's falling like that. That's pretty nice because this is not gonna. That's also the thing with these, is they're not gonna look good at the start because especially like action ones. Wait, no, because. Yeah, when you're copying someone else's animation, they already did all the hard work by deciding what to leave in and what to leave out. When you're doing it like this, it's going to be harder. I wish I found more references of like animated snow, because this is frustrating. But because when they animate snow in anime, they make it look more like the way you animate liquids, which is fine, but it's not the vibe that I wanted for this scene. Not even sure if it's gonna fit. And those two that we use. But I have to retreat it. Because if I don't, it's gonna fall. And here, this is like collapsing way more than the rest. Down we go. Very minor changes. Oh, but it's already looking like something not the greatest thing. But I really want to, especially there at the top, the way it just crumples is going to be really hard to draw, but also very which these are great references for if you want to be like an effects animation. Okay, let's start with these. It was already collapsing. You also need to start as well. You're gonna animate the debris because there's like the way people draw effects, to me, it's so, I don't know, complex in some way. This is already collapsed. Should have. Because at this point, it's kind of starting to collapse. This part's collapsing backwards, but then this part's sort of like collapsing forwards. It's almost like it's made out of paper, but if paper was cement. Because it looks just as fragile as paper, but then it doesn't really tear like paper would. Just okay, this is starting to collapse, but then this one is still relatively straight. As straight as you can be when you're collapsing buildings. Same. Like here you can really see that this is like bending sideways, which is nice because you've got this little flame here. Should have drawn these two sit together. The nice thing about TVpaint, in contrast to like TVpaint, is that you can edit multiple frames at once, which is nice. But I wouldn't recommend TVpaint to beginners because it is quite expensive. This one's maybe more than the rest. So let's keep into consideration. It's almost not moving. Yeah, my audio, yeah, no, it's distorted because my microphone is terrible. But I hope it's understandable. Also, I'm sorry I didn't look at the chat. That's all. I completely forgot. My apologies. I guess the most difficult thing about making stuff collapse is that you've got to keep track of all your debris, because it can be a lot of debris, like, in the end. Alright, this went a lot better. I made my, brush thicker, and that's making it a lot easier. I like the shape of, like, buildings that collapse as well, because it's like, I don't know, it's very geometric, and like it is a very satisfying way of collapsing. And like here you've got the breaking point, because this is like this is one plane, and this is another one, and they're sort of like collapsing in on themselves like that. Very nice. Maybe the problem with my microphone is that I'm like half whispering. I don't know. But yeah. Also, hello to the people who came. And then that's like a chunk from there. And then it's collapsing. And you've got like the tiny debris. Like this is the part that I always forget when I draw debris. Is like, because you've got the big chunks. And I'm like, yeah, I remember the big chunks. But then you also have to remember that you drew a bunch of small chunks. And I always forget them. So here, for example, you've got like the little part. And this one's falling to the side. And this one here is like falling straight down. I find that to be the most complex thing to draw, is just drawing something that's falling straight down. Because like, I don't know, it's hard to show the shifting of a plane when it's just straight down. Because you could do it with like extreme perspective, but if the perspective's not that extreme, then it's hard to show. Also, these two planes over here, is there like a bunch of support or something between the windows, and I completely forgot, and now I have to add those in from the start. And then this one, there's also the type of stuff that you can indicate with colors, because like if I just make the debris here like darker, like this part, then you can kind of see that it's falling forward. So you could do that, but the problem is I don't want to do that. And then here it's starting to crack, which you can see better with the reference because it's like bricks, so you can see the brick texture. And then you can see how the bricks, like how the cracks forming along the bricks, but obviously I can't really draw that. So there's that. And here as well with this part, because this is the patterning on the original building, and it would have been easier if I had those patterns to be able to show you like how it's distorting as it's collapsing. But the problem is, obviously, I can't really do that. Right now it's just looking like chunks. My excuse is that I never draw stuff that's collapsing. And it's a good excuse, but that one's Also falling backwards, but the problem is if you've got like extreme perspective, you can show like, oh, this thing is falling backwards, but I don't know. I can't really do that right now, and it should be collapsing pretty quickly. And we've got the debris that I keep forgetting about. Collapsing something is. And this one's still relatively straight, which is weird, but that does give more of an indication that it's falling apart. And it's all kind of going to the center there. So that's nice, I guess. Maybe if I put it on edge instead, would be good. I do think it might be a little bit too big, like the thing that I'm trying to animate. However, at the same time, it's fine. Because I think it should be a warm up. Because first it's falling backwards, and then it's just falling straight down. So, but also still like, so that's that. And then here, it should be falling straight down, something like that. And here the crack that develops is getting way bigger, and it's sort of like losing cohesion. I think it's falling, like it's cracking a bit like that. This is just debris. I find debris so hard to draw. Because I know that some people, like, you have those people and they're like specialized in effects animation. I'm like, how? How can you draw debris? It's so complex. This one's still just falling straight down. I hate that. So at first I was like, this is turning out bad, but now I can kind of see what I'm doing, sort of, you know. Because it does follow something of a pattern. And it is falling to the center, so that's good. And I like how this one, like, you can see that this here, like this beam, is collapsing right before everything else. So that's good. I am exaggerating a bit. And I'm leaving stuff out, because I keep forgetting. Actually, the leaving stuff out, it's not even on purpose, that's just me forgetting what the hell the things that I drew mean. that one. Because now this one is like shifting right over there. And here. There's something very satisfying. I get why you have those compilations of like buildings collapsing online, because there's something very like satisfying about the way that stuff collapses. Just like, look at that. So, I don't know, it's like, it just seems to lose cohesion, which is nice. It's like, you have those videos online of single-celled organisms dying, and you look at it and it's like, dang, that is just, because it dies differently than a regular living being. It's just like, not as dramatic, but still like weird and uncanny, because it just sort of literally loses cohesion. It just falls apart, and then it's no longer a living thing. And I have the same feeling with buildings. Well, no, because with like a single-celled organism, I feel kind of sad. I'm like, oh no, it died. Which sounds dramatic, but it's okay. I think I could go for, sorry, that was 5 frames at 8 frames per second. What am I trying to calculate? Oh, it's 5 frames, okay. Well, traditionally, you wouldn't say 8 frames per second. You would say that it's animated on 3s. Okay, that's okay, because normally I animate on 4s, because I am very lazy. Now I kind of hate the fact that I didn't draw the crane, because the crane's getting in the way of the debris right here. And I cannot draw that. Oh, fuck. I like how this cracks open here. Very satisfying. And then here it's just completely falling backwards. Just lovely. Down here, it's like a bunch of debris. Oh, I completely forgot to draw that wall. Completely forgot it existed. Check back. I just like there's a tiny part of the wall that gets torn off. That chunk falls apart so nicely. Why is this so satisfying to me? Actually, I'm just gonna take this one and put it here. Something I sometimes do when you're animating, but one part of it doesn't really move that much, is instead of trying to redraw that thing the whole time, I'll just copy it to the last frame, because then I can see it in my onion skinning. And then you can kind of use that as a guide. And this one here, it's moving like that. I should have started with something easier to demonstrate, like how to do animated figure studies, but I wasn't thinking about it. Because now there's like also, when you're doing this, you kind of have to think about perspective. Because like this one's collapsing, but it's collapsing backwards. So this would just get shorter. And then this one's, and that one I didn't even draw last time. So I don't get why I'm doing. So no, it's not going to make as much sense. And then this one here, like this pin, it gives in on the side there. And this is just completely turned into rubble. Then I just made that black. And then here's a chunk that fell down. And here's some chunks that I should not forget in the next frame, because otherwise it's gonna look weird. Down here, and it's like it, because here's, the more you go upwards, the straighter it gets. Like it's still, that's why you need to know about follow-through before you start something like this. I think it's okay. It could be better though. I feel like some parts of it are just a bit hard to distinguish. Actually, I'm gonna check what my microphone sounds like, because someone said it sounds a bit distorted. Alright, it does sound a bit distorted. Wait a hot second. Filters. Does it sound more okay now? Wait a hot second. I think it sounds better. I'm just gonna do it like that. Okay, so it should sound more okay. I think. Actually, I'm just gonna wait. Because if no one can understand what I'm saying, then it's not really good now, is it? So, let's see if this worked. I think the problem is I have like noise suppression on, because I'm using the microphone from my tablet, so you can hear my tablet dying. I wonder if, you know what, I feel like this would be better, so I'm just gonna continue like that. Alright. Good. It does speed up near the end there. Save. Don't forget to save, because otherwise you'll lose all your stuff. It's also just confusing for me to, like, toggle through the frames of the collapsing building, because I'm like, did I already draw that? I don't remember. I think it should be somewhere here. I feel like with this stuff, there's this tendency for people to just draw globs, which very much guilty of that. As you can see, I'm drawing a lot of globs right now, but I feel like those definitely tend to make they tend to make it a lot less nice looking. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it's because I don't have a microphone. I'm using the one from my tablet, and I think if I... Yeah, no, because if I were to use one... someone rang the door. Wait a second. Okay, I'm back. Wasn't for me. Which makes sense, I guess. But yeah, like, this microphone is absolutely terrible. Because my friend said last time, like, oh, you should stream with your microphone. And I'm like, my microphone is horrendous. This one's not actually collapsing that much, but here the top is collapsing more. And then there's another beautiful crack. I love it when these buildings crack. It looks so nice. And this one, let's just set it. Let's just do that. Let's do some collapsing backwards or something. I don't know. What's it look like? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay enough. Today, what was the thing I was... Yeah, globs. So yeah, no, I'm guilty of globs. Mostly because I'm not very used to doing effects animation. But I feel like it always looks nicer if you just have like nicely defined chunks. Like I feel like those, I don't know, I feel like that makes it look more cohesive and stuff like that. Alright, it's almost on the floor now, I think. It should be speeding up, but it's actually going pretty slowly. Or maybe this is just like one of those, 60 frames per second videos, which, why would you do that? Horrendous. Anyway. So now, and it's going to the side, and it's falling, because it's getting shorter, because it's falling in on itself. And then this one, that goes there. And then I love cracks, even though I draw them really badly. I keep talking about like globs and that they're bad, but then everything I draw is globs. Oh, I forgot to draw this. Also, like a lot of debris just starts... Why do I talk about debris like I know how debris works? I don't know how debris works. But if you say, like debris, it's gonna be the death of me. But it's... Like it falls into chunks. Which is, like, the thing about it, I like to look at it. I like when other people do effects animation, I'm like, damn, that looks nice. And I try it, and it doesn't look nice. But that's why you practice. This is like a personal thing. I feel like you've got people, and they're good at drawing characters. And then you've got people, and they're good at, like, doing effects. And I feel like generally, the people who are good at drawing effects are better at animating. Or maybe it's just because I can kind of tell when people make mistakes with character animation, whereas with effects, because I'm not very good at it, that was also ripping at the bottom there, because I'm not very good at it, I'm like, whoa, that's so good, and I'm unable to see any of the mistakes. But that's not completely true, because I've seen people who like mainly draw effects, and I've seen their character animations, and while they're drawing them, like, the draftsmanship might not be the best, but usually the animation itself looks great. I shouldn't have not included the crane, because now everything's falling behind the crane, and but this one actually, ooh, what did I do here? But this should be falling like this, because that's falling weirdly, that's collapsing weirdly. It's like, I don't know, this is one thing that I do like about the way, specifically this shot. It's like, I don't know, it collapses so nicely. Also animating. Got note of it, that's great. Let's animate together. There we go. Wait. I'm also, because that's the thing, when I do studies like these, I tend to not focus too much on the proportions of what I'm drawing, which is okay because it's not what you're supposed to focus on. However, you run into problems like the problem that I'm running in right as we speak, where none of the things line up anymore. Because normally, so this thing here, like this, it's supposed to go here, but it can't because it's not big enough for that. I'm gonna blame the crane because it's annoying. How does this look? I hate this part here at the top, like here. Like that's not, but I like this part. The way it's clapped, as I said, it's just hard to show the perspective of things, and here it's just slowly just turning into bricks, essentially, that are just collapsing. Like it's, like I said before, it's just losing cohesion. How do people draw, like, because a lot of times when I see people and with their effects animation, it kind of, maybe I should put this more down, maybe that will make it nicer. I see people and they manage to somehow make all of their stuff. They manage to make all of their stuff look, how do you say that? Come on. They manage to make all of their stuff look like square-ish. Like they don't have this problem with debris. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you just draw it straight from the beginning? That's weird, right? Or maybe it's not. I don't know. Maybe they're just good at drawing straight lines. I mean, but I got classes about that in high school. Like they were like, we're gonna learn how to draw straight lines today, so that should be me, but it's not me. What is that? Okay. It's also my problem, is sometimes I forget what the lines were. Did I mention that? Yeah, but it's frustrating because then you're like, oh, that's that, and then you play your animation and you're like, oh no, that wasn't that in the slightest, that was not that. So here, I feel like that would go like this, because I feel like when something collapses and like it folds, it would fall like this, right? Like the back thing, then the front thing, and then this will be the last thing to touch the fall. That's what I feel like. I feel like that's how that works. So I'm just gonna, and then here's like, I don't know, I feel like I focus more on structure instead of like the other stuff. That's okay. I do feel like, maybe if I put it at 12, I do feel like it could be better. I feel like, especially, like effects animation and especially, collapsing debris explosions. I suck at explosions, but that's all of the stuff that I am not the best at. The only problem with YouTube is sometimes if you click away, that like you need to click back on the video to be able to flip in between the frames. But then the video starts playing and then it's like then you have to like click on it again and then it starts playing and you have to go all the way back to where you started. Yeah, no, you can watch this later on. I'm gonna leave this up. This was genuinely meant as, because a lot of people are like, oh, how do you animate? What kind of exercises do you do? And these are the types of exercises I do. So, like, no, this will VOD. What does that mean? I mean, it will be up. Like, I'm not gonna hide that. What is this? Okay. I keep looking at it like, why does it look like that? But it's fine actually. It's not as bad as it could have been. Like I should have there's also just like some quirks about it that you kind of get with these types of exercises, like things appearing and then disappearing, because you're focused more on copying your reference instead of like getting good animation. And I feel like it's better. You need to focus more on the practice aspect when you're doing something like this, as opposed to what it looks like. So that's why. It's fine if it doesn't look good. I remember the first couple of times that I did this, like the whole figure studies, but they're animated, they looked so bad. They looked horrendous. But I learned so much from them. Like I know that you got like a bunch of videos, it's like, oh my god, this is the best exercise you can, and like, I feel like this is a really great exercise, though if you are going to like try the same thing I'm trying right now, I'd suggest instead you try to copy someone else's animation first, because it'll like Schmink.
Heb je audio uitgezet?
No!
Waarom doe je nou schmink? Je belt te reageren.
Go away! So that was my sister. She sucks. And she just came in. So that was what you heard. Anyway. So I think this is almost, because it doesn't last that long. It's literally just a building collapsing. What was I saying again? Something. What's the most important thing when you're animating? Oh yeah. No, it's not supposed to look pretty. It's supposed to look well animated. But not even that, honestly. It's just supposed to look like something. This one's doing something really weird, because here it's like it feels a bit like paper. I do have to say, I said at the beginning that you need to be able to how should I say this? Like figure studies, you should be pretty good at that, and then the basics of animation, those are both things that you should know. However, there's a third thing, and that's perspective, and it's gonna sound really weird, because it's like, perspective, why would you need to learn perspective for that? It's because when you get things like these are essentially just planes. Why is my keyboard not working? Come on. There we go. These are essentially just planes, and they are like moving in space. So like, imagine it's just like two squares, and then they start collapsing. So I'm gonna hide this for a second. So the squares are going to like move in perspective. That's completely wrong. Well, no, actually, because it could. No, this one's just moving forward. So like, yeah, like that. So that's why you should probably know perspective. Like, think of these as like two things, and they're collapsing in on themselves. And here it's even like going like that. I don't know. Does that even look good? Yeah, it's like that. So you kind of need to know how to move planes in perspective and boxes and stuff like that. But I feel like you could learn perspective in this way if you just, because sometimes people put a lot of emphasis on, oh, you need to learn perspective with the vanishing points, which is important. I feel like it's a good thing to know. However, you could you could, because I saw as well the guy from Propo, of what's his name? Vandroff. I don't know his first name, but it's that guy. And he was talking about like perspective in like, I think, you know, like Draftsman podcast, where they're talking about drawing and stuff. And the other guy was like, is perspective real? And he's like, no, it's not fucking real. And like, true, it's not. But you know, it's useful to learn it with the vanishing points, but if you don't get the vanishing points, you could also just learn it intuitively. Because like, could I do that? Yeah. You know, like, let's say we're doing a box. I'm not gonna do a box like that. We're doing a little box. If someone's gonna tell me that my box doesn't look good, I'm gonna ban them. Michael Vandroff, yes, him. Marshall, yes, Christ. No, yeah, but him. It was him, because he's doing like a whole, like, what do you call it, like a perspective course, and he was like, yeah, it's not real. But like, if I have this box, and I want to, that's a tiny box, you know what, let's just, Christ. If I had this box, and I wanted to like, no one's allowed to say that I have bad boxes. Oh my god, this box is horrendous. One time I watched a webinar from Spencer One, and he kept drawing like these perspective grids, and then he was like, oh my god, it's so bad, and I could never tell, but now I'm doing it myself. I'm like, I know, it's so bad, but like, let's say I'm trying to rotate that shit. See? Because I'm like, yeah, you should be able to draw it without vanishing points, and then I can't. Wait, no, I could do it like that. It's just because I tried something too complex. Let's say I'm trying to spin this around, like you spin me, like that song. I could, and then we go like that. We go like that. You just, because you could do it without, if it's still around the same axis. Will it be? Yeah, sure. So let's say we do it like that. I guess this one just looks like the other one, but from the other side. However, oh, but you could also do this one, because then it's like, actually, I don't even know if this is going to look good. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, that looks fine. So yeah, you could do it without vanishing points. So that that sounds so loud. But you can do it without vanishing points, and then it will be fine. And you could learn it without vanishing points. Though I do have to say, understanding it, I feel like you should just try to understand it. And if it doesn't work like that, then don't worry. But if it does, then that's all the better. So that's that. What did I draw before? You shouldn't take breaks like that. Because now I don't, but this is fine, I think. So, that's, no, I forgot some stuff. Because these ones here, I still need to make those go down. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. It could be better. I do have to say that debris is my worst. Like, I'm not good at drawing debris, so I'm cutting myself some slack. Because you have to be nice to yourself. Because, you know. But this one doesn't look like it's turning anymore. Because especially here at the end, got here, and then this one here is just. It stays relatively straight, like this chunk here. However, this thing here, like the chunk behind it. Oh, what's that? Oh no, I'm drawing on top of the other frame. Fuck. That's what happens when you don't pay attention. And when you use these tiny ass lines, So like this chunk here kind of stays like that. Let me just show up. But the chunk here, it kind of just falls behind that first chunk. Though it's at times like that where I'm like, that's complex, because I'm like, how would I... Oh, that one completely disappeared. Oh, okay. Because now it's really starting to have dramatic changes in the structure of what it looks like. Just like here. It's really starting to fall very far backwards. Like, and then this one here just collapsed completely like that. But here's the thing, this one stays still, like, this part here stays relatively straight. And this is like, it's like twisting like that. So that's pretty cool. I don't know, I think that's what I really liked about this building. And I don't think I captured it completely. And I'm going to make excuses to myself and say that that's because of the crane, even though that's not the case. But we are going to say that. So I don't even know what's supposed to be here. Like, that's the problem. It'll be fun. Yes, I need to include that. Oh, that one just completely disappeared. It falls apart so interestingly, because there's this specific metal beam that gets revealed when it's like collapsing, and then that stays like for a very long time, and you have like the debris that kind of sticks to it for a bit, and then it just follows that metal beam. But I haven't drawn it, so that's bad. Well, it's not bad. I am aware that it exists. And then you've got this, they make this look so cool when they animate it in like anime, where like, so these, like, it's just completely falling apart, like this stuff. It's just starting to completely fall apart. And then like a sort of waterfall of debris, it just sort of, like, it just sprays out. Like, it's really cool. It just sprays out. And it's really nice. No, that's too close. See, I just noticed there's a piece of debris that falls from... Now it's just gonna look like it's coming out of nowhere. Because it's actually like coming from the side of the building there. But because I didn't indicate that, now it's just gonna look like some random debris. But that spray though, very envious of people who know how to draw. Because now I'm just drawing more globs. And here it's just completely, because that's, I think they draw it like that in anime. They do like this sort of stuff, but I'm not sure how that will work. I'm just gonna try it. Let's see. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But if it does work, then I've figured out something new. All of these last couple of frames, they are looking nondescript. No, that's my dog. Dogs. I don't remember what that's supposed to be. Oh, that's just a collapse of something else, but that's already gone. And now this flips over, so that's pretty cool. And it's still like that, so that's, yeah, it's completely like that. Yeah, I don't know, I don't think this will work for that. What? Well, it's something. I did it, so that's good. Yeah, okay, at the end it doesn't really look like anything anymore, but it's fine. Hello. I'm going to quickly stretch, and I'm just gonna leave this on in the background. Now you can see it collapse or something. But I am going to stretch because it's been like an hour. And then I'm gonna animate some snow. Alright, I'm back, and I grabbed myself some tea. So yeah. Alright, what did I do? Yeah, I guess this is fine. And it's like an hour, so why is animating so slow? Well, technically I also did this tiny one. Let's just see. So it's that and that. Great. Anyway, file, save. This is a nice part about TVpaint is that you can put like different scenes in there, so you can just switch from one to the other. And I use this mostly when I'm storyboarding. So there's that. But now we're going to do the snow, and I'm gonna have to look for a good one because it's so weird the type of stuff you have to look up to get animation references, because this is just like dogs reacting to first snow, and it's like, oh, and it's got this like weird song in the background, and like half of them are unusable, but like the other half is like, it's okay. So you know, I saved this to this playlist, so there must be some snow stuff in there that's usable, but I don't know what part. There's an advertisement. You know what, we're gonna play this one in the meantime. I was thinking maybe it's like bad. No, I was thinking that bad that I started off with like something I'm not too experienced with as a demonstration, but then I'm like, no, that's actually nicer, because then people don't have too high expectations of what their first animation studies are going to look like. Yeah. Oh, this is horrendous. These videos are terrible. Maybe it's this one? No. Why did I even add this one? It probably had like a video in there that I thought was useful, but I can't find it, so what's the point? I guess these are also going to look weird because I'm going to be animating the snow without the dogs, so there's that. However, actually, no, that's all. Now I kind of get, like, looking at this snow, I kind of get why the Japanese animations that I saw of snow are liquidy, because it's like that. So there's like a little ball of snow here, and right now I'm animating the Shih Tzu from the second video. So there's like a little, like, standing in a little bit of snow, and then the next frame is just like, I should turn on my YouTube. It's just like, you know, when it like does that, which I'm really bad at drawing that. Like, the effects are so difficult, not only because they're so different from character animation, but also, like, how do you draw lines like that? Like, they always make it look so easy when, like, you see it on Sakugaboru, and it's like really easy, and then you try it and it's like, that's such a lie. You're lying to me. And I guess I'm gonna have to animate this a slight bit. But will it? Or I just kind of do it like that, and then it just turns into little chunks. Look at that. Chunk. Yeah, I should probably remove this because it just makes it look weird. You know, I thought that like the first part will be weird, but I'm starting to guess that this part is going to be weirder because it's going to be like super specific animations of snow, and they're probably not going to be that long. It's just me trying to figure out how snow works. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna try and see if I could animate something collapsing. Let's say there's, hypothetically, there's like a leg and this is snow. How would that be? And let's just say, no, there's no reason for this or anything, but maybe it's like the leg of an owl or something like that, you know? Not that I have like a reason for doing that or anything. Save this. Would that work? And then the leg goes up. Snow sort of goes up a little bit. Would that help? And like this kind of falls off. Is that in both of them? No. So that kind of falls off. And then, no. Not like that. More like that. And then it just sort of falls off. Like, there should be a little bit of a chunk left, but some amount of it should just go like that. And let's say this is the fruit. Would it go like that? Or is it more chunky? I don't know. And wouldn't that tiny piece there start falling? Maybe it's just more like the debris from just now, because now I'm trying to figure out. That's also the nice thing about TVpaint, because you can just select something and erase it easily. Yeah, I guess you could do it in TVpaint as well. I'm just thinking about, like, you can't really do that in, what's it called? Toonboom, because I had to use that for my job, and I was frustrated because I couldn't erase easily. Looking at the dog symbol, interesting, because they like create tiny pieces of snow that sort of like flop around, but it's very hard to see because it's all white because it's snow. And we'll look at the other one as well. I remember when I picked these out, I had specific shots that I liked, but I can't seem to find them back. No, wait, I know what I did. There's one with a little chihuahua. and that one was pretty nice. Like, it was pretty useful. And the way that snow moves, it's almost like, I feel like snow is very complicated, because it's like half a liquid, but then also it acts a bit like debris, but like at the same time. Like, it's not one of the two, it's both. Because you can have this powdery snow, and then you can have chunks of snow, and it's hard to tell how it's gonna act based on any given situation. Frustrating. But I guess if I were to think of it in the way that you would think about liquids, then I could think of those chunks as droplets, but I still feel like that's different. Liquids are kind of easy to animate, I feel like. I don't know, I feel like they're more predictable. Maybe I wanted to animate that. There's this really nice... It's like an animal, and it perfectly shows how I want it to chunk. Because the thing about it is, snow sometimes, like, when it cracks, it cracks like debris, and that's kind of what I wanted. So maybe here, and then we can do a chunk here, and then I'm gonna... It would be easier if I just did this on top of my animation that I have to do for school. The only problem with that is that that's an insanely big file. Like, that's that file is like, it's 10,000 pixels by, like, what, 5,000 pixels? I'm not sure. Something like that. It's really annoying. And I feel like that would just crash my computer. And by computer I mean tablet. But it's technically both, I suppose. And I feel like this would go farther. Like, it would go a little bit more, but then, I don't know, then maybe like a bunch of chunks. Right now it's looking a bit wishy-washy, which I don't think that's great, but we'll see how that works. Just gonna... That's a nice part about like TVpaint, is that you can edit it all at once. And this one should be soon. Great. And my tablet is not having it right now. So pissed off. It's just so loud. And then you would have it. No, not that there. You'd have a bit of follow through. This one lands. This will land faster? No, slower. Oh, I don't remember. And then this here will just like no, it's a weird shape. I don't like that shape. This one just will go further, I guess. I don't know. Will it? I don't know. Because like this one's just gonna be like, oh look. And it's gonna hang here for a second, the leg, and this is gonna go like that. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's okay. I feel like I just gonna make that smaller because I can't tell. No, I'm not, because I can't go that far with that. I feel like this looks fine. Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to do more of like snow studies to really figure out how I want my snow to look. But I feel like the wrong layer again. Just gonna lock it. But I feel like this will be like fine eventually. And then just going forwards like that. And then this one here, it's like, you know, it rolls on a bit. That's the thing. That's the thing about snow. Like this, it will roll. It will roll because it will form like a little bit of like a ball sort of. House clap under snow. The references should be in the description. Wait up. I'm gonna check if they're there though, because if I'm like, yeah, they're in the description and they're not, then that would suck. But yeah, no, it's in the description. It's a little playlist, and the one I'm using right, because now I'm not directly using a reference, but the first thing I did was with the epic demolition of buildings video, and it's around the 4-minute mark, and was it 4 minutes and 20 seconds, I believe. I think, if I am recalling correctly, I think that was it. So that's the building I used for the first animation. And right now, I'm not following anything too closely, I'm just kind of looking at all of them. No, it's fine. Because I said it in the beginning, but it's a long stream, so that will make sense. That's the thing. There's like a type of pattern that you have when you've got like snow and liquids as well. It's just like the way that things collapse. Like the way that the front collapses will be like it will hit the ground faster at some points, and it will hit, like some chunks will hit it slow and some will hit it faster, but I'm like, which ones are the fast ones and which ones are the slow ones? Oh, there's a really good reference that I'm looking at right now. It's the dogs reacting to first snow. Damn, these titles of these videos are horrendous. But it's around the 1 minute and 40-second mark, and it's this chihuahua. I think I'm gonna animate that next, because I feel like that's a really great reference to snow. And especially the way that it moves. So right now, okay, so that chunk, that's the thing. Like here, so this chunk, and then that's because I've got this part here, and it's supposed to roll on like this part. And I'm like, how will that happen? How is that gonna? Maybe just. And then if it's separate, then I get here, and we go and like. And then this one here, because that one needs to sort of hit the floor, I guess. There we go. There we go. And this one here, I'm just gonna let that sort of. That's the frustrating thing that I found when I'm trying. This is the frustrating part with like a lot of effects is, I don't know, when you have animation, you can have moving holds, and it's fine. But sometimes with effects you don't really have that. Like it stops and then it's finished. But then the rest of the animation continues. So it's like, how do you do that? I do feel like this looks nice. Gonna see that if it's 8 frames per second. That looks nice. And like, wait, no, I feel like this is something I learned from, I don't even remember, because I really wanted to learn how to do effects, and there was someone, I don't remember what video I watched, it might have even been like, I don't know, and it was something about, you've got these droplets, and then you sort of make them change angle, and that will make them look more lively. So like, that looks terrible, but it will be something like that, and that will make it look more realistic. And I'm gonna do that with this one, because right now, yeah, this is basically this chunk, like this one, but like this chunk, it's a circle, and then here it kind of just goes like that, so it sort of plops straight down. And I think what would look nicer is if I rotate it like that. And I wonder if that would work, because I could also try this out and then it looks horrendous. So I don't know. I think the problem, maybe it's more like this, like something like that. I don't know. And then what if I just make it land like that, and then like that, like it goes a bit like that, and then it just keeps rolling, like a rolling stone, like that Lana Del Rey song. What was that before? Oh yeah, that chunk rolled on, so that shouldn't be there. And this is just debris. Oh, I think that looks nice. I am surprised. Snow is not my... well, effects animation in general is just not my strong suit, so I'm a little bit shocked that it looks this nice. Alright, final thing, because I think I'm just gonna animate this chihuahua, and then I'm gonna do something else and take a longer break. Because I do think like pausing to talk makes it less. And then I'm gonna eat, which is terrible to do when people are listening. But I feel like talking in between gives you like the necessary breaks, but you also need like regular stretching breaks. So there's that. Actually, wait. Now I'm gonna take another stretching break. Because it's been like... yeah, it's been like 20 minutes. So I'm gonna take another tiny break, and then I'm gonna animate a chihuahua walking through snow. Alright, yeah, now I'm back. Now I can animate the chihuahua. Yeah, no, it's my tablet giving up completely, which is weird because I'm not even asking that much of her, and yet she's still dying. Alright, now it's time for a little chihuahua, which is from, it's gonna sound so ridiculous, it's from dogs reacting to first snow. Funniest dog reaction. I remember when I was working on TT Now, I have to get that away from here. It was the same sort of stuff. It would always be sort of weird, animal, funny compilation videos that will be used as references, because those are like the most dogs that you'll see. Was that my front door? Wait a hot second. Christ. Yeah, no, so that was my front door. Chihuahua time. This Chihuahua was so good as a reference, I mean. It's always the most random videos that make the best references. So cute as well. But I'm gonna leave out the Chihuahua. Will I leave out the Chihuahua, actually? Now that I'm thinking about it, shouldn't I just include her? Will it really be that much more effort to include a little doggy? We'll see. I'm gonna draw the first frame with her, the little Chihuahua, and then we'll see if I'll keep drawing her. Fuck, I should turn my timer on. Oh Christ, it was already on. You know, I expected to be more nervous recording myself. I think the worst part about this is just the quality of my microphone. There we go, there she is. Oh, she's got such cute little eyes. Oh, that looks... that sure does look. Nose. No, that's better. That's more Chihuahua-like. So there she is. And she's wearing a little coat. Because she's adorable. What it looks like she... I have no idea what this dog is. I guess I just sort of assume with Chihuahuas. There she goes. Actually, no, I'm not gonna draw that fucking Chihuahua. That's gonna be so much work. No, I'm not gonna draw her. I was thinking about the 2 seconds that it took to draw that dog, and I went to the next frame. I was like, no Chihuahua. Oh, but I do love starting to understand how people animate effects, because I feel like I'm starting to understand it a bit. I think I already mentioned this, but if like people are looking at this like, oh, this is how you do figure studies, and it's like, yeah. However, I do want to emphasize that you can use other people's animations for this. I'm using live action because I can really find animations, but you can use animations for this as well. But I do have to say, I feel like it's healthy for your development as an animator to use both. So to use some live action and to use some animation for references. And then it falls out of frame, which is great when it falls out of frame. That dog is so cute. I might have to draw that dog actually, because how am I gonna... How am I gonna do that if I don't have the dog? And she's opening her cute little mouth, and I'm going to ignore the fact that she's doing that. I should open a tab where I can see comments, because right now I'm just completely ignoring it. That's a Pomeranian. I hate you. It's a Pomeranian. Fun Pomeranian. I see it now. That is a Pomeranian. Oh, but she's so cute. And she waddles through the snow. No, I can't. It's gonna take more effort to draw this bloody dog than it's gonna take to, like, draw the snow, which is the point. It's fun. It's not, but it is. Pomeranian. She's so cute. She's... Oh no! I accidentally started playing the video. Is it a Pomeranian? There should be more to the side. Why did I start drawing at the edge? Oh, and she has that other cute little paw that she sticks forward because she's adorable. Oh, and her little body just falls forward. Look at that. Oh, I love dogs. You don't know what the reference is? But you're just saying, oh, it's a Pomeranian. I'm gonna look up a Pomeranian. I'm gonna look up just to prove you wrong. Pomeranian. Oh, you're right. No, it is definitely a Pomeranian. How did you tell by my drawing, though? Oh, Then what's a Chihuahua? Didn't prove you wrong though. I guess it is Chihuahua. Oh, that's... Is that... To be fair, they look very similar. It's just that this one's way fluffier. They kind of have the same head, just like a Pomeranian is just very fluffy. I was gonna say, like, aren't they, like, from the same family? But I guess it's a pretty good drawing. Like, I like how... I guess it does encapsulate the vibe of a Pomeranian. Pomeranians are adorable. I didn't even know what they were until, like, you mentioned their existence and I googled them. But they are very cute. Right, there she goes. Now it looks like she's running against the point of this was to practice snow. But now I'm just drawing this bloody dog. Oh, but she's carrying the snow behind her. That's pretty nice, actually. So there, and then when her leg goes up, a little bit of the snow goes up, which is nice. But also, so her other leg goes up, and it, like, it swooshes some of the snow forward, like a sort of stick, like, you know, when you swoosh. Well, to be fair, chunky legs plus fluffy, yeah, I feel like they've also got, like, a very particular face. Like, a Chihuahua is, like, well, I guess that's why I feel like they look a bit similar. It's just a very fluffy Chihuahua, and they've got, like, a very small face in relation to the fluff. You're practicing how snow interacts with things, yeah, but, yeah, I do have to say, I can't stop drawing that Pomeranian because it's just so cute. And there she goes. Though I do have to say, that's the thing I find frustrating about effects, is that, like, they sort of, I guess that would go on, is that you have to maintain them. Like, you can't just, like, the debris will end up somewhere, and then you have to, like, it has to stay there, otherwise it just disappears, and that's weird. And I hate that, because even with practice, it becomes confusing. So cute. I love dogs. So then it goes up. She carries the chunks with her. And she throws those chunks. I love how there's this beautiful frame here. Like where her leg was standing. And it's just like, it's spraying snow everywhere. And it's so difficult for me to draw stuff like that because I'm just not good at it. But like, and they've got big eyes, but I guess in relation to their face they're kind of small, but they're still giant. But they're small, but no. You get what I mean? And yeah, her legs kind of dragging. But especially small dogs, they sort of propel themselves when they run like that. So, and then here you've got her leg. I keep saying her, I don't even know. Is this sexism? Me assuming that a small dog is female? Is that misogyny? What am I saying? Because I do have to say, I feel like that's why I like animating liquids, because the way that liquids spray forward, it looks cool. I don't know how else to say it just looks cool. And I guess this kind of demonstrates how you would do regular. No, it has to be farther. There we go. Ah. For some reason, the transform tool, or like the selection tool in TVpaint has been really bad lately, and I don't know why. To be fair, I feel like TVpaint is kind of buggy, like always. One day I'll get a microphone. I like how seeing me animate makes you want to animate, despite the fact that I know you don't like animating. I love Pomeranians. I didn't know they were a thing until 5 minutes ago, but I love them. I want a Pomeranian. No, they probably have diseases. They look like those dogs that are bred. It's got such a cute tail. Yeah, I completely forgot about the snow. That was just an old dummy. No, to be fair, I do like remembering that it should land really far away. So, there it goes. Yeah, then it should land way farther. But then she stops sort of running and she just starts kind of walking. Yeah, no, because here's the thing, I've had this before, like someone else does something and you're like, damn, that looks achievable, and then you do it and it's like, this is horrendous. It's like when you see someone making a cake or something, and then you try to make the cake and you realize you were not meant to be a baker. Because I've had this so often that I see people do things with colour and I'm like, yeah, colour, I'll do that. And then I remember that there's a reason why I don't do things with colour. Alright, wait now. You're great at retaining the mouse. Yeah, I do have to say, I feel like animation is like... Animating is a lot of... You have to remember everything. You have to remember where everything is, and then you have to remember what you were drawing, and then, you know... I feel like right now I just think about it, I'm like, yeah, there was this thing there, and like, there's also this thing, and then you sort of make it look okay, but like... Before, it's like, oh, I'm gonna animate a person, and then it's like, fuck, they've got a coat, and now I have to keep track of the coat, and then you're like, oh my god, they've got hair, and now I have to keep track of their hair, and yeah, I guess it's like, you need to keep everything in mind. Which is why I get that people hate animating, because it's, I don't know, it's really technical. Making cakes is fun. Well, actually, I don't know. That one's... I do have to say, with like figure studies like these, it's easy to kind of, the farther it goes on for me, I sort of, or just make your characters bold and naked. I feel like I've seen like artistic films where they make everyone bold and, well, not bold and naked, but I see the character design choices and I'm like, did you do that because you wanted to do it, or did you do that because you didn't want to animate all the stuff? You know, but with these type of studies, it's like kind of easy to get lost in the sauce. I'm trying to transition one part of this one into a different part, which is probably not... Yeah, I did! Because I can't stop animating her. You just, you know, don't wait up. Now we're just gonna, this right, then she jumps. But actually, I feel like, no, this should be going like that, because she's not really there yet. In other words, it would be 2 seconds. Let's see if that works. Yeah. Jump. And then you go into the same thing. At this point I'm just freestyling. Pomeranians. Wait, did I do that before? Because yeah, her butt's just falling forward. You see that with small dogs a lot. Because they're so tiny, when they run, the back of their body just sort of falls forward almost, and it's like they're always going to lose balance, but then they don't, and you're like, huh? But I do like the spray, because at certain points here, it's like it comes towards you, like that, or something like that, and you're like, damn, I don't know, I've seen this before. That's why I said before that one thing that's really handy when you're trying to do something like this is to know how to do perspective, because it's like really great for this sort of stuff. But then this will be bigger. And would it fall like that? I don't know. No, that's going too much down. Actually, this would get bigger and then it would follow the same thing. I feel like that's what I need maybe to make my slow animation better. It's just a bunch of shots where it's just like animated in perspective. If you add some cool perspective, that's the nice thing about knowing perspective, because if you add some cool perspective shots, then people will be like, whoa, and it looks so good, and it looks unique, because most people avoid those, because they're like, oh my god, that's difficult. But I feel like, I mean, it is difficult, but it's okay, in terms of, I don't know, actually. But I feel like I learned stuff about snow. Snow. And it's a little doggy. Yeah, it's falling off at the end there, but that's fine. Because right now my head's kind of starting to hurt. Oh, more than what is acceptable in terms of hurting. I want to see what I did today. Boom. Alright, that looks okay. Wait a second though, because I'm gonna hide this for a second, because it's distracting me. Alright, so that's like a bunch of studies. So I think that'll be all for now. And I hope that was helpful. So yeah, that's the main type of stuff that I do if I want to practice animating, is animated figure studies. And then I sort of try to apply that. Ignore the Pomeranian. That was just... But actually, the Pomeranian kind of displays how I would go about doing that for... if I want to, like, animate a figure and I want to practice that, then I would animate it a bit like that Pomeranian. But the problem with the Pomeranian was I had to improvise on a couple of frames because she goes out of frame, which is dreadful. But yeah, and if you're wondering what kind of videos I use for references for these types of things, I tend to use, like, if I see, like, if I'm just, I would never dare to ignore him. Yeah, then don't. We could loop him. I'm gonna loop the whole thing. Otherwise, it feels like I haven't done anything. No, but usually what I use for references are, if I see something interesting on TikTok, I will download that, and then I will upload that to YouTube, like private it, and then I can just flip through that frame by frame. And sometimes I'll do, I'll look at those Sakuga ads, and I'll look for something that looks interesting, and then I will do a study of that. Actually, maybe I should show that, because that could be interesting. Wait. Wow. Wow. Oh, right. Hey, where is it? It was from a couple of years ago. Couple? I feel like that would be... Yeah, here it is. And it's from the opening of Soul Eater, because that one looks really great. And it was just, because this was like a Yutaka Nakamura study that I did back in 2023. Because I was like, dang. Because when I started just doing studies of like, I should do this at 12 frames per second. I started doing studies of like breakdance tutorials and like backflip tutorials and stuff like that, because I was like, that's interesting, so I would do those. And then I was like, well, I feel like I'm a bit limited, because how am I going to study anything else? Especially some things are really hard to study if you're just going to use live action references from the start. And those would be things like liquids, smoke, explosions, stuff like that. So then I would grab some animations from those Sakuga ads and I would study those instead, because, you know. So that's that. And the program is TVpaint Animation 11 Pro, and it says STD for some reason, which that's so weird. But yeah, and eventually I'll make a normal tutorial where I'm not just talking for like, and also where my microphone won't be absolute garbage. But for now, you can just watch this one and like try to do it yourself or something. Anyway.